nothing. We're gonna have people bask in our visual glory.
I mean, you want to do small talk, so I don't know what was small talk about.
Well, today was cool.
Today was a fun day.
Today was a fun day.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Are we live?
We are definitely live.
We are live. All right, we're gonna let some people drop in here and get some viewers going on. We got one already. Was that us?
Nope.
We're not our own viewer. Whoa.
That might be Miranda.
That could
Shout
be
out to Miranda.
Or could be that special, like, Phantom of the Opera type follower that we have, you know.
Who? Chad or Tony?
Wait, what?
What?
Oh my gosh,
It's a
dude,
family
this is annoying. This pop-up was up the whole time on that.
Well, there's another one. Look.
Yeah,
We got a
wow.
new one up there.
Microsoft is like on a mission today, you guys. Go away. Yeah. Do you need a whole walkthrough our program? Go away. All right. Anyways,
Yes,
should we hide that? Let's get to the good stuff here. There we are. Look at us.
Whoa.
Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Tony, right at the start of the show.
I love
it. Yeah.
It is nice to see you again, Tony. Or not see you. I see a camera, but you can see us. So it's nice to know that your presence is here and
Heck
being
yeah.
felt.
Heck yeah. All right.
You
Well,
want me to kick this off or you want to?
yeah, I mean, you know what?
It is the Trevor show.
It is definitely tonight, especially with your context and everything. So I'm gonna have you kind of steer the ship.
It is the Trevor show tonight. All right. Let's get into the Trevor.
5 o'clock somewhere. Oh, the
Like
hat's
the
backwards.
ash.
Whoa.
We're getting serious.
Whoa.
It's comic book time.
Marvel Zombie.
Is that forward or backwards?
What?
I don't know. Do you want it forward or backwards?
Don't matter.
Tony,
You pick.
should Trevor wear his hat forward or backward?
Seriously, we need votes, people.
We need votes. Rock the vote.
People need to tell us, do you want my hat forward or backwards for the entire show? I think somehow I could probably do it like upside down, but that'd be really difficult.
Like rally hat style?
I don't know. Is that such a thing?
Yes.
Cool.
This is fantastic.
I'm sorry if I don't know.
Tony will let us know. Oh, what? Backward.
Backward it is, Tony.
Oh, snap.
Time for serious Trevor.
Oh, we got to punch other Trevor out. And okay, we got this. Okay.
Forwards.
Whoa.
Okay, well now it's split.
Wow. Whoa.
Well, now I don't know what to do. Ooh.
Sideways. Crushed it. Got to compromise.
We're making a compromise, guys. We got one person saying forwards, one person saying backwards.
Shout out to Miranda.
Shout out to Miranda and Tony.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking part in our poll. We're going to do sideways hat. Make a compromise here. Everybody should be happy now.
Definitely the Trevor show with that. You've earned it.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'll have you open it up, introduce.
Well, we are reading Flash. See if I can get this without a glare.
Flash.
The Flash 1 Minute War Special. This takes place like halfway through the war, which started in Flash 790. Get that number up there so you guys can see it. That is the beginning of it. Continuing into 791. Get that number up there. We got the one shot here, and then that will continue into 792. And I just want to lift up two more great DC books that are coming out right now. World's Finest has been a great read. If you want some classic feel to of DC comic books, this one's fun. It's all action. It's all adventure. No boring talking heads like X-Men. Not saying anything,
Hey.
X-Men is kind of the talking head show anymore.
It totally is.
And Batman, again, more of that fun action stuff they're coming out with right now. Superman is getting back to that point, which is great. So check that one out as well. But these two have been there since day one. So come check these guys out. Pick up some back issues, which heads up, starting next Wednesday, the 8th, we are doing a $2 back issue sale. Every back issue marked $10 and under will be a $2 back issue. From the 8th to the 14th, is that Valentine's Day?
Yes. Yep.
So the 8th to the 14th for a Valentine's Day sale, because we love comics. And we know you guys do too. But those are the top three books we got right now coming out from DC. Some Flash, World's Finest, and Batman. So check those ones out. Those are fun reads. But tonight we're doing the 1 Minute War Special. Written by Jeremy Adams. Penciled in by Fernando Pasarin.
Sure.
I probably butchered. Can we read this?
Yeah, actually, you're doing okay. It's slightly blurry. It just needs to focus is all.
Does it
I don't think
autofocus?
it's going to.
There, look at that. Inked by Matt Ryan for page 1 and Jason Paz from page 2 through 10.
Ooh.
Well, who inked the rest of it then?
Fernando.
I mean, it's a serious thing.
That's amazing.
Our colorist is Matt Herms, so maybe he did the rest of it.
Well, yeah, who knows?
Letters by Rob Lay, cover and variant cover by Serge Acuno?
Serge, maybe.
I don't know. I butchered his name. I'm sorry.
Acuna.
Editor is Chris Rosa, and group editor is Paul Kaminsky. But Jeremy Adams has been writing Flash for a while now, and he has done a magnificent job on it. It is a lot of fun to read, a lot of adventure, and a lot of family life between him, his wife, whose name escapes me now, and his kids, Jay and Irie. So it was a lot of fun. We all read this one last night. Me this morning because I crashed last night.
I read it this morning.
Okay,
What?
so look,
I
two of
was
us.
the only one that read it last night.
Oh well, look at that.
Yeah.
I
I was dedicated.
Sorry.
was dedicated too. I read it this
Yeah.
morning. Backstory is I had like 8 issues of the Flash built up that I was gonna try to read through, so I had backlog on this so I could lead into it. I read 2 issues and I crashed, so I don't know what issues 790 and 791 are about. The nice thing is that this is kind of a precursor to it, showing a little bit of backstory to the bad guys in these books. So you shouldn't have to read these 2 to understand what's going on here. Not completely, anyways. So this is probably a better idea that I read it first. But we are going to launch into it. And because we got this fancy camera, this is our last copy on the shelf. We can try to get more in, though, if you guys want it. So let us know. We'll get it ordered for you, get it dropped into your box. Last one on the shelf right now, though. Just came out this week. This is the 1 Minute War Special. Chapter 1 is past.
Night of the Roxbury.
That is one of my favorite SNL skits. The movie was the dumbest thing ever, but the skit itself is so much fun.
It's gold.
It is the best that they ever put out. Right in front of Cowbell.
Oh,
That one's awesome.
I know.
All right.
So good.
Shout out to Cowbell.
Shout out to all the cowbells everywhere.
Sconces.
And sconces. Well, there weren't any sconces in here.
Sure.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure. If you see a sconce,
I don't know. With all of that construction in
We
there,
should make
you
that
know.
a segment. Is there a sconce in this book?
Sconce sighting.
Make a little like
But
button we can press. God sighting.
our viewership just dropped.
You're what?
Our viewership just dropped.
Oh,
We're
sorry.
down to 2 viewers. Stop talking about sconces. People won't care anymore. That's old. That's old
old
news.
news.
All right, let's talk about the
Let's
Flash.
get into the Flash.
1
minute war.
Choo-choo-choo.
This is our world. It was like many worlds I have since come across in my travels. Blue oceans, green forests, and Tony.
So, do you need more cowbell because you have a fever?
We got a fever. And,
And
the only
prescription.
Is more cowbell.
Sorry. You looked at me as like I was doing a bad thing. Oh.
I didn't expect you to join in with me. Are we saying this in union now? Yes, we got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell. And plenty of Will Ferrell. Because he is the only one who can jam out with the cowbell.
Shout out to you, Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell's the best. We would love to see you in here someday. But their world was like many worlds, blue oceans, green forests, and like those worlds, ours was full of life. My body was filled with electricity. Device I wore harnessing it. I skipped a page.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
you
did.
did. I was like, whoa.
We are jumping into the story.
Pretty sure I recall more than that.
They were stuck together. Anyways, this is a history of this. We want to get to the good part.
Brilliant.
Electricity
Let's
coursing
get
through
to
his
the
body.
good part.
No, his world is like any other world. They're technologically advanced. They're beautiful green, lush forests, blue oceans. He's talking about how their government system's set up, their group of scientists, their empress. They had discovered a way to harness electricity, or as we find out later, what appears to be the Flash Force. Is that the name of the
Speed Force, isn't
Speed
it?
Force? I'm the one who reads Flash and I don't know anything.
Sorry, I got that from the Flash TV show. So
Anyway,
Shout out to CW.
what it appears is that they learned how to harness the Speed Force, and they got one guy to volunteer to do it. He says me. I don't remember if his name's actually said in the entire book. Maybe,
not
but
that I remember. But
he was the captain of the Empress's
my
guard.
name is.
His name is Vel Anthro of House Sigma. Now do anything from Empress. As soon as the buttons were pushed, I could feel it. Everything was about to change. My body was filled with electricity, the device I wore harnessing it. So he is hooked up to this device. There's electricity coursing through his body. The scientist is running up to help him and gets cut in half by his own hand. His arm moved like lightning, and they were pleased. The scientists have discovered that he has got power. And they go and they tell the Empress, and the Empress is pleased too. They harnessed up more men and women and put them to work. Their planet advanced significantly and fast. Our planet was growing, technology supplementing the natural world. We built out, climbing our planet into space, connecting it to other planets and to the sun itself. It's hard to read the book and position it up here.
You're doing great, though.
I am, I know. I'm getting better at this, guys.
Great dexterity.
As we grew, the Empress demanded more. My dexterity is pretty awesome.
All right, I shared it to a comic book group, too.
Oh, sweet. Hopefully we can get some comic book look viewers in here. This is kind of the same thing you guys do, just on a smaller scale. Because you guys do like $2 or $3 a night, don't you?
Yeah.
Once a week, but still, we only do one. Comic book look, you guys should check that out, too. It's a lot of fun.
Boom.
Tom and John do a great job on it.
We might know someone on that show.
We might.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Yeah. Kind of annoying.
Yeah,
Drinks a lot of coffee.
Yeah, he does. But as we grew, the Empress demanded more food, more materials, and more power. It's like kept growing out, and eventually we had become too big. In order for our world to survive, we would need the life of 1,000 planets to replenish our own. So the Empress called upon me to save our world once again. But I had a price. He said if he was going to do it, he wanted to marry the Empress. He knew that that would mean certain death for him, but the Empress stopped them and agreed. She agreed to marry him if he could save their world. So they traveled from world to world, planet to planet, starting out with the ones that were on the brink of destruction to harvest everything they could, every resource they could. But while they were reaping their harvest, they discovered more. But during their travels, it says, during my travels, I found that the Scientia, which is their group of scientists, what they call organic conduits, people that use the same force we did without the need for technology, and with these new organic conduits, our main ships could travel beyond our universe, beyond time. We had an infinite number of places to gather resources. So it almost sounds like they were going around harnessing speedsters to power their ships. And with each world we conquered, my world revered me as the ultimate conqueror. Soon our planet would be replenished, and then the universe would cheer me as the Empress was mine. Lazarus Planet, that is a series of one-shots coming out. There's an ad in here. So come check out Lazarus Planet. That is going to be the new rebirth of the DCU. So that'll be restarting our DC universe again and getting it back on track to hopefully some more semblance and continuity. So come check that out. I've heard it's a lot of fun. Those one-shots have been a lot of fun. I personally have not been reading them because I have too much to read already. But I got a buddy who has, and he's been loving them. And what of the planets I conquered? All civilizations grow old, die, all planets expire. Should I give up our lives for theirs? No. We take everything for our survival and leave nothing to waste. The Fraction is a mercy, and the Fraction is his army. Name of his army and conquerors. And nothing can stand in our way, he says. There is Static Shadows of Dakota. That is another series that will be coming out soon. So come check that out. February is when it drops. I don't think we've seen it yet, so hopefully it's coming out soon. A Girl with Brown Eyes and Purple Hair.
Don't forget it's Chapter 2, Present.
That's true. It is Chapter 2, Present. So that was the past. That was your backstory. We're in the present now.
And there's your...
There we go. That's why. Each chapter is done differently. So Chapter 1 was done one way. Chapter 2 has other ones. Good catch, Casey.
Who did the rest of the book? I love that.
Writer Jeremy Adams. Artist is Serg Acuna. Colorist is Rebecca Nalty. And letter is Rob Lai. And this guy is taking the soul of her. She's a speedster whose name is escaping me. Hopefully I will remember that in the future. Hopefully it's said. Because he doesn't even seem to know her name. But you got her soul leaving her body there and going into the orb he is holding. So much energy. I can feel it coursing through every molecule of my body. She can feel it too. My soul, so weak. Can't live without a soul. With your power, I can finally consume the world. He has transformed into a being of power. And then he stops, right mid-sentence. The ultimate sacrifice, for I am now a god, a mythic beast. I am Dark Wu, ruler of the Infi. She goes, did he just glitch, and passes out. Comes back to, trying to figure out how long she's been out, realizes that he is still stopped. He is paused right there, mid-sentence. You can see her phasing from one side to another. She's moving fast, and she hears people land on the roof and discovers that in her condition, she goes, I'm in no condition to fight. I should hide. Jumps behind an oil drum, and the faction come crashing through the roof to pick him up. They check him. You see a ding from their gun. I'm assuming they're checking him to see if he's got enough power to feed their planet or to power their ships. I don't remember that was made known. And they carry him out of the building, up a ramp to get onto their ships. And she decides if Dr. Wu enters the space, he'll absorb the sun and destroy the world. That was his goal. Not to mention that Dr. Wu happens to have captured my soul inside the gem that's inside the spaceship, which I'm pretty sure I can't live without. Yeah, this is a bit much even for me, and I'm pals with a super-powered rabbit. Shout out to Rogue, who is not in this book. But she has a super-powered rabbit, too.
Yeah.
But she decides to run up the side of the building, jump onto the spaceship, and hopes they didn't hear her. They completely heard her. They heard her. And they try shaking her off the ship, but she just grabs hold of the ship to keep on. And they've got him on the ship with them. You can see that the orb is starting to gain power and explode inside the ship. And they start shooting at him. She goes, no, not Dark Wu. Hit the gem. The gem. Try to keep this in focus. Here, just give it to me. You're welcome. And she blasts the gem apart. Harley and Ivy are reunited in Poison Ivy issue 9. Written by G. Willow Wilson. Art by Marcio Takara. Covered by Jessica Fong. Comes out in February. Come check out some Poison Ivy. I've heard that's been a fun series too. Another one I have not been reading, but I know a lot of people have been, and I've heard that's been enjoyed across the board. She regains her soul. What?
No, you're just like, she regains herself.
And then, well, it's all there is to it. There's nothing more to explain. Her soul re-enters her body. My soul, it's back. Dr. Wu has reverted to his wrinkly, old evil self, which is pretty awesome. I'm just pausing that note. His wrinkly old self.
Yeah. Pause.
And whoever those people are, they're getting away. I guess I should save this guy. Ew, squishy. I guess Dr. Wu is squishy.
Shout out to Dr. Wu.
Shout out to Dr. Wu and all of his squishiness. Come on, Avery. Her name is Avery. Just keep running. Just keep running. Drops him off on the ground. Flash somewhere else. And they're going, I can't believe this place. Rivers, mountains, it's got everything. They're like, no, we've got everything because we're taking it all with us. So funny. And that is translated from Fraction Prime, the language that they speak. And they're absorbing all their fossil fuel into the staff. And they're thinking they should explore a little bit. Explore that. They're like, yeah, why not? What's the worst that can happen?
Present.
We're chapter 3, still present. Part 2, writer Jeremy Adams, artist Lisandro Estherin, colorist is Patricio Del Pesci, and letter is Rob Bly. I'm sorry if I just butchered all their names. Looks like they're having a party. One of the drawbacks of moving so fast, we never get to hear what their music sounds like. And that is a note to point out, is one thing that this Flash noticed is that they are moving as fast as she is. They are in the Speed Force. They have harnessed it, and that is as fast as they are moving, so everything's paused. That's why everything was paused when Dr. Wu was. Because they are moving at top speed, so she can't outmove them. They will be at the same speed when they fight. They're like, oh, what is this? A phone, interesting. And they hear a creaking sound. And that's when they point out, what was that? Nothing, just Terran architecture isn't great. They go, to make a noise while we're moving this fast, something is in here, because something else is moving just as fast as they are. They're making their way up the stairs, checking the area, checking the kitchen. Somebody picks up that knife, stabs him.
Whoa.
Do you have green blood?
He either has green, looks like it. Look at that, some green blood there. Green all over that knife blade.
He's Vulcan.
Vulcans bleed green?
Yes, they do.
That's pretty cool. Shout out to Vulcans and Spock.
That's fine.
Shout out to Spock. And they're trying to keep in touch with each other. There he is looking out the window. Somebody's in the dark behind him. And like they're still using paper. How quaint. And then Thena 1 is stabbed. That's one of his guys. There's the blood dripping knife. He's trying to get in touch with Thena 1 and Thena 3. Here's Alpha Base. This is Thena Squad. Something is out there. Something is killing. DC Power, a celebration. That came out this week too. So come check that out for Black History Month. That is a one-shot anthology, a 100-page one-shot of all new stories from comics' top artists and writers, celebrating Black excellence across the DC universe. So come check that out. I personally don't like anthologies because they're all short stories that don't matter. In my mind,
Okay.
a lot of people enjoy anthologies. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm sure they have some. I've read some with great stories.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. I've read some with great stories. I just am not a big fan of anthologies. But this guy appears to get. This is one panel I've never understood. Did he slip? Did he get tripped? He just falls. Something hit him in the face, maybe? It's like, who are you? Interesting. I can understand you. Some sort of translation device? A field, maybe? You want to know who I am. I'll give you my name. I'll even let you go so that you can tell your friends. I want them to know who is going to stop them and who is going to end them before they begin. My name is Godspeed. Suit looks awesome. And there's nothing you can do to outrun my vengeance. And then he stabs him. I thought he was going to let him go. Now he's dead. Chapter 4 is Future. And this is a chapter I'll be touching on more than any. There's some interesting stuff here. Writer Jeremy Adams. Artist George Combadius. Colorist is Matthew Herms, and letterer is Rob Lay. Again, I'm probably butchering names, and I apologize for that. To all the creative team, they did a great job. Superman was created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, by a special arrangement with the Jerry Siegel family. Action log 2920. My brother has been kidnapped. The whole Flash family is chasing down leads backwards and forwards in time and space. But guess who found the faction first? That's right, your favorite strong boy from Earth Zero. Last time we fought these guys, I was frozen in time. Irene told me she used me as a wrecking ball and did some real damage, but I don't remember any of it. That was when I didn't have total control of the way my body uses the Speed Force. But now, Kathoom, I figured a few things out. And this was cool. I actually just read the comic book last night where he learned how to do that with his hands from Power Girl.
Oh, cool.
Because this is Jay West, Wally West's son, from these books. This all takes place in your current continuity. So all of his kids in here are still kids. That's why this is marked future. See, there they are as a family. You got his daughter Irie there. I am not seeing Jay in that photo. But Jay should be in this book too. See, well, yep, there's his son Jay. Jay, Irie, Wally, and his wife, whose name again I can't seem to remember right off the back. She has the Speed Force power too. Just a spoiler to that. She got that a few issues back in the Flash. So come check out the back issues. Like I said, it's been a fun read. But Jay's out here fighting off faction soldiers. He's calling out Flash, where are you? There is his sister, because his code name is Surge, which means that Irie must have taken over the Flash mantle. She goes, I'm moving from the multiverse to hyper time, and I think I have a lead. He goes, yeah, well, I found a nest of them. I was able to shatter the spire, so they're fighting in real time, but I'm about to be overrun. So the spire must be what's keeping them in the Speed Force, and real time would be they're slowed down to real standard movement time. That's pretty cool there. Superman and Batman as dinosaurs. That is a callback to Jurassic League, which we still have in our gray rack. So come check that out. It was a fun limited series, and I think they might be doing some more in the future. It said to be continued, or they'll be back, something like that. So there might be more.
Or that's it. They'll be back one panel.
Or they'll be back one. Well, they were in another comic too in a panel. A Flash one, I think, when he's moving through time. Or was it a Dark Crisis tie-in? One of them. Anyways, they were in that one too, so that was kind of cool to see them. And Impulse said he had a friend that was going to meet you. She should be there any minute. Friend what friend? Then you see somebody, ladies and gentlemen. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Let me introduce you to the queen of the quantum realm, the Wave Rider warrior. She goes, I couldn't believe it. The tiara of time, the princess of paradox, the girl that puts the hyper in hyper time, Gold Beetle. This is Gold Beetle. She appeared a few issues back in, well, probably closer to 20 issues at this point. She's in the Flash a ways back when Wally West was traveling through time to try to find Barry Allen. That arc was a lot of fun because he met all sorts of people and all sorts of times that were harnessing the Speed Force, tapping into it, and it was harming his powers and all the other Flash's powers. So that was a lot of fun. He fought Hitler, who was harnessing the Speed Force. That was a fun issue. He ran into Gold Beetle. That's the first time you see her. That was a first appearance. And a few other fun ones. It was a fun story. I really enjoyed that one. But here's Gold Beetle. And her spaceship is called Beats. It must have an AI brain. She thanked it for announcing. Great announcing, Beats. Now what's the word? They seem to be in full retreat. Yeah, they are. Got a little scared of the blue and gold, didn't you? And she jumps down here and she goes, hey, you. Must be Impulse's cousin, uncle. He couldn't quite figure it out. I'm here to rescue you. Can you just throw me at this guy? Can you just throw me or something? Just holding onto this bad guy. Like, do something with me. I'm just hanging here. It's like, Lily. She goes, how do you know? Thank you. Just throws the guy.
It was a good fight.
It's pretty awesome.
Off again. No, it's good.
It's like, it's been a long time, but you and I were friends, or we helped each other out. My name's Jay. She's like, Jay? Oh, Jay isn't from the Nexus Fair, Jay. It's like, you remember. She just starts making out with them. Must be destiny. She's like, I remember you. I remember thinking I should have kissed you then. She goes, you did? She goes, yeah, I did. I told myself if I ever saw you again, that's the first thing I would do. And Zappo, here you are. Yeah, Zappo, here I am. Anyway, what's the deal with these guys and with the weird tech? And he explains to her that there's a faction that siphon on the Speed Force in order to move at super speed and take over planets. They've also kidnapped his brother. He goes, oh, well, don't worry. We'll get him back. She goes, I appreciate you coming, but I don't need the help. She's like, I've thought a lot about when we first met, about that day. So yeah, I do need to. I'm not about to let you out of my sights again, okay? It's like, okay. She goes, I'm getting the feeling that there's nothing we couldn't do together. Besides, it's obvious you like me. I mean, it's kind of obvious for any girl to figure out if a guy likes, and they make it pretty obvious. I don't know if any guy could actually.
This is the future, though.
That's
so social
true.
cues could be way different.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
You never know.
He's like, what?
Superhero life.
Well, he's trying to correct himself, too. Like, he's just been caught. He's like, what? Because I get it. I'm very likable. And you're cute. Like, kind of a brainy sort. I bet you're the type who keeps a journal, aren't you? Like, it's called an action log.
That's fantastic.
Are you always this sure? She goes, yep. Better get used to it because I think we're going to be seeing a lot of each other. Come on, let's go save some people. Like, yeah, let's go do that. 1 Minute War continues next week in Flash. 792.
Woof.
So come check out 792. That's the end. There's your Dawn of the DC starting January with Action 1051.
Oh boy.
February with Superman 1. March with Adventures of Superman John Kent 1. Unstoppable Doom Patrol 1. Harley Quinn 28. So they're going to keep some numbering when they restart the universe. Let's just renumber it all, in my opinion, but that's just me. Green Arrow 1, Superboy, The Man of Tomorrow 1, Batman, The Brave and the Bold 1, which is a good thing they're using that because that's the name of James Gunn's movie.
the
So
next
far.
Batman
Oh,
movie.
interesting. Yeah.
That's what he's calling it anyways.
Okay.
I was listening to some guys on YouTube and they're going, well, he should change that because how many people are going to associate the Brave and the Bold as Superman?
Right.
Or Batman, I mean.
Right.
They need to put Batman in the name or else nobody's going to go watch it.
Yep.
Cyborg one, which is a pretty odd one to throw out there.
Yeah.
Cyborg has always been a supporting character and he never gets very far in his main runs. So we'll see who the creator is and see how it goes. Like
Fingers crossed.
in May, you might see us doing a Cyborg review. Shazam 1, which, if I remember right, I think they've got Mark Waid writing, and he's a really good writer, so that one should be good. The Penguin one and Steelworks one, which I want to say is going to be John Henry
Probably.
from Superman, the Man of Steel. Literally Steel.
Oh, yeah.
Steel.
Cool character.
But that is the Flash 1 Minute
Minute
War
War.
special.
Crushed it.
Woo! That was a lot of fun. Who would like to start? How about the guy who hates DC and everything? It
Oh
stands
my
for?
gosh! Oh my gosh! All right, you guys. For the record, I dressed the part tonight. Okay, so one thing I want to call out right away as we went through this book is we originally proposed doing the Harley Quinn romances book, right? And Trevor's response was, "I don't want to know who's doing who in the DC universe." If I recall correctly, in the future chapter, we just saw a little smooch from Flash and Gold Beetle.
That's true.
So I feel like there's some slight motivation here that maybe you wanted Flash romances and not Harley Quinn romances.
I mean,
In the spirit of Valentine's Day, Trevor, you sly fox, you got us to read it. Okay, so good work. Shout out to Miranda, you were in on it. I know. But no, I just wanted to call it.
yeah,
the
she took
irony.
me and said, "Hey, we
Hey,
need to read
we
Flash."
need to read Flash 1 Minute War. Yeah. So
No.
that's probably Miranda, the mastermind, really.
It's just a mastermind behind a
Sorry.
lot, it seems.
Now, okay, so I don't hate DC, you guys. I just read a lot more Marvel than I do DC. All right, so I haven't read any of the Flash issues supporting this event, which is why I'm glad Trevor kind of took the reins tonight, because a lot of these call-outs are important to the event, and it's really fun to see how rich the characters are. I have watched, the CW show, which is like a loose translation of what's going on here, and ultimately, for me, this was actually, ironically, a good onboarding point, someone that's a true outsider for this event. And what I mean by that is chapter 1 with the past and bringing us the history of the why really makes sense to me. So now when I see this 1 Minute War header on Flash issues, I'm like, oh yeah, that's the why. That's what's going on. I like it. Then when we get to chapters 2 and 3 and we see them moving at the speed as the speedsters do, that makes sense to me too. I do want to call out that I loved the Godspeed moment. Loved it. Just seeing the ferocity, and they're like, oh, there is a threat. Oh, he's a baddie. That's amazing. And I just love the chemistry there with that whole sequence there. The future one had some fun moments for me too. However, as someone that doesn't know the characters as well, it was a little lost on me for that. I did appreciate the moments themselves, but I don't know the significance of it, only because I haven't read the literature supporting it previously. So that to me, unfortunately, was lost to me. But it makes me happy to see you as a Flash fan like eat it up and enjoy it that way. So, are we doing reviews right now?
Do you want to throw your?
Well, I can start talking too, as if we want to just change it up and not do our reviews right
Until it
away.
ends. Yeah.
Save our reviews toward the end.
Yeah.
We can try it that way, see if we
Yeah.
like it.
And that, I'll save my rating. Sorry, that technically I guess was my.
That was
review.
review, but since
Alright.
we're to rating, we'll do ratings at the end. If you guys read this book already, drop your ratings in the back at the end. We'll see in the comments
how
at
we
the
do.
end.
We'll see how we do.
We want to know your guys' thoughts too.
So I guess for me to take over there, I'd like to actually touch on the first part of the story. If it wasn't for the fact that, well, based on the cover, it says The Flash, the 1 Minute War, just reading from the beginning, it didn't feel like a Flash story because you didn't talk about the Flash, you didn't talk about the Speed Force or anything like that until we got a little bit further in. So when I was reading it and got to the whole, I am the captain of the Empress's Guard, my name is Bell and Throw, my mind wasn't actually into like the DC universe. It was actually in a video game universe called Dishonored, because that's the same kind, because later on in this first story part, he's in love with the Empress. In the video game Dishonored, the same thing happens with Corvus, if I remember right his name. He is madly in love with the Empress, protects her at all costs. And it is rumored that the daughter he protects, or the Empress's daughter he protects, is actually his daughter as well. But anyway, moving on to this point, I just felt like I was in that universe while reading this first part. And that's what, in my mind, it made it even more enjoyable because it was that cross reference of the stories that kind of made it similar. The one thing that I actually thought was kind of weird is they never showed the Empress's face, and not even at the end when it showed the silhouette of her. It is agreed Admiral and stuff like that, and then even at the end of it, it's just he's standing in front of her, but still no revealing of who the Empress is. So I'm wondering if I do continue on reading this, just because I actually had a lot of fun reading this myself. Are they going to reveal who the Empress is, and is she going to have any significant part in having Speed Force herself, or she's jealous, kind of like the idea of from the CW show The Flash, where Reverse Flash was jealous of the Flash, and that's why he, in a sense, he created his own Speed Force, and kind of says, and that's why she wants this Speed Force thing, because she wants to have that power as well, kind of thing. And then when that's what made that first part enjoyable for me, was just that whole part. And then when we got to the present, it's like kind of a shock and awe moment where just all of a sudden right into the middle of a battle and stealing her soul. And it's just like, you don't see that, at least I haven't, because I haven't read a lot of DC comics myself, but you don't see that in a lot of comics where it's like, I'm going to steal your soul kind of thing, other than like maybe Mortal Kombat kind of thing. And it's just really interesting seeing that in the stories. And then the fact that she was still alive without her soul was really good. And so it was kind of an abrupt end on her part, where like, yeah, she got her soul back, and she saved Dr. Squishy, as I want to call him now, instead of Dr. Wu.
What? The things I get.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I thought you were laughing at what I said.
I liked what you said.
It's something.
Wow, that's like
Nice.
me.
I didn't even hear what you said.
I said that she saved Dr. Squishy,
Yeah.
not Dr. Wu or whatever his name is. But yeah, and then finishing off and then cutting off right there and going to a separate part where it's like, yeah, it's showing these guys taking the natural resources and all that, and then bam. And getting to the present part too, that my first thought when I saw this building right here was, is that Wayne Manor?
That's true. That's a good point.
Is that where this is centering a part of? But you wouldn't think that if because I guess since you have more knowledge of the DC than I do, does Godspeed ever visit Gotham?
Godspeed's a new character to my knowledge.
Okay,
He appears to have just appeared in this comic book.
sure.
For all
Okay,
I know, it is Wayne Manor.
Right.
And that's Batman is Godspeed. Maybe he harnessed the Speed Force. I don't know. That is the first time I've ever seen Godspeed or that mansion,
right.
to my knowledge.
And that was just an interesting story, just like having that secret murderer in the background, kind of like that thriller type feel to it. And then getting to that future part, yeah, it was just, I guess if I had an opinion on the future part, since my cohorts are all on their phones. And
We're
I'm
not
researching
Godspeed.
Godspeed.
okay,
Sorry. It's work related.
that's fine. Yeah, just getting to that future spot, it felt more cute than more of a part of it. It's just like, did either of you guys have that feeling like this was more like kind of kiddish in the end, the end part, the future part, more than the action or the thrilling part of the others?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, artwork and everything, writing,
Right.
Just a different tone.
You're dealing with younger superheroes there,
Right.
and I should go back and reread Gold Beetle's first appearance, but I think that's just her personality.
Right. But yeah, all in all, I still liked all the stories in there, and so I guess I'll end on the note before I hand it off to Trevor to talk about it, if he wants to talk about it further, or if we want to just go straight to the ratings, that's fine as well.
There's a lot to talk about.
But like overall, the story just was really, really, really intriguing, and the different artists back and forth, and gives you a different feel from section to section to section. And so I'll just end on that note right there. And
with Flash, Fury of the Gods, in theaters March 17th.
That's Shazam, not Flash.
Shazam, Flash, they have lightning bolts. Good catch. Good catch.
Ask me about
What
DC
they call him in the
Comics.
movie before he came up with the name Shazam?
I don't remember.
Oh, I'll have to look that up now. What
Captain Marvel, probably. They
Well,
can't use his name.
no. Like the kids, the young kid that with the
I don't know.
the arm thing. I can't think of what they're called, but the one that had walking issues.
Paraplegics?
Well, yes, but what are those things that he
Like the
uses?
crutches?
The crutches.
What are disabled children called?
Damn. Damn.
I'm sorry, I'm a terrible human being. Anyways, let's give some backstory.
You guys are terrible.
I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. You can play the host here. That's not me.
I'm sorry, I'm a terrible human being.
Anyways.
Anyways, let's give a brief history of Godspeed. His first appearance was the Flash Rebirth issue 1. Final appearance, his death was, well, not final appearance, obviously, but his death was the Flash 755, so it's interesting to see him here. His name is August Hart. He was a police officer for Central City Police Department and close friends with Barry Allen. Hart's brother was also a cop. His brother's name was George. George was shot dead. August was devastated. I'm not going to read through the paragraphs of how he became God. Yeah.
Oh. But Godspeed.
Godspeed.
Godspeed indeed.
So that's some cool origin to him. You know me. I always go cover to cover. A cover was a beautiful cover. They did a good job on it.
Agreed.
The origin to it was great, showing the origin of this alien race and taking over the multiverse, I guess. They're going through space and time to feed their world, to keep themselves alive. But honestly, I'm glad that I did not read the first 2 parts of 1 Minute War, because this is a great introduction to it, and now I will probably understand these so much better when I actually get to them. Hopefully this next week. We'll see what I read tonight. But it was a great jumping in point. So if you're new to the Flash, this is probably a good one to jump into. The only things to know beforehand are the Flash's wife has powers somehow, and his kids have powers, which is kind of more obvious because they're his kids. So DNA transfers over and stuff, genetics. But you get to see her, and yet the princess's face, or priestess's face, is not shown. So it is interesting to speculate who she really is, and if they will reveal it towards the end. Harnessing the Speed Force. Seeing her was pretty cool. You don't see her in Flash books too often. That's why I can't remember her name. Normally it's Wally and Impulse. 2 Flashes and Impulse. Present Day Part 2. Another speculation thing is that Wayne Manor? Probably not.
His summer home.
Maybe. It looks nothing like
Star
Wayne
City.
Manor. It looks too happy to be Wayne Manor.
It's a summer estate. He just goes there.
He's not happy.
It's true.
Not
enough sconces.
Getting to see Godspeed, though, was pretty cool. That outfit is awesome. His entrance was cool. He's like stabbing you with a knife. It's pretty cool. But the future part is what got me the most. The fact that you get to see Jay as an adult, as a Flash, that was really cool. Didn't think we'd get to see that probably ever. Maybe a limited series or something. Seeing him use the powers I literally just read about last night. Because I went back and I'm like, what? Jay's not an adult, is he? I'm like, well, he's his kid in the future. But getting to see that was pretty cool. Him using the powers that he learned from Power Girl in one of the previous issues of Flash. Getting to see Irie, his sister, taking over the mantle of Flash. That was neat. Getting to see those guys was a fun little cameo. The Jurassic League. And then Gold Beetle showing up. That was pretty cool too. Again, I had to go back and figure out, because like Gold Beetle, I know who that is. I read that like a year ago. Dug through some back issues. I'm like, yep, there she is. That was a fun story. That's right. That's a fun one. So check out our back issues too to read that. I'm trying to give a brief one. It's almost 9 o'clock. I'm not giving too much away.
Really quick too. I just want to call it. I actually loved her introduction that was given. It was just the tear of time. Like it was a fun, playful tone to this section for me.
It was pretty cool. And like I said, I think that's how she is in her first appearance too. I got to go back and reread it. See if I do that this week. Maybe I can give a shout out to her next week. But it was fun. The things that they mentioned, hopefully we'll see Jay in the future as an adult. talking about meeting each other already. 'Cause that's what got me. I'm like, Jay didn't go through the timeline. Wally did. And I looked it up, and yeah, she gave Wally a hug as he phased out back to his own body. Because when he's going through the Speed Force to different times to reclaim the Speed Force because other people are harnessing it, he's in other people's bodies. His kind of like Doctor Strange when he takes that astral form. His spirit is transported through the Speed Force, not his body. So he's in like a dinosaur's body or a caveman's body when he's back there. He's in some random guy's body in the future. But it was pretty cool seeing her again. And I'm curious as to where this is going to go. It was a fun read. I really did enjoy it. I knew I probably would. It's The Flash, written by Jeremy Adams. He's doing a great job on it. Shout out to him again. This was a fun story. That's my quick recap. I already read through it. So you saw what needed to be seen.
Yeah.
Who wants to start with our ratings?
Oh boy. I think you should.
Me? This is a solid introduction to 1 Minute War. I highly recommend grabbing a copy of this, checking it out, and hopefully working your way backwards through The Flash, because this is one of the top 3 books that DC has coming out, in my opinion. If you're looking for fun reads, nothing bogged down by talking heads, boring plots, this just keeps going. I didn't say anything. X-Men. I didn't.
Oh gosh. Star Wars. Wait.
No, that's also true, in my opinion.
Star Trek.
Oh yeah, Star Trek's the worst.
I'm watching Casey's expressions.
Seeing his profile is the most disturbing thing I've ever seen.
What?
Wait, what?
Just watching him drink that?
What's wrong with that? Are we what? Just like him drinking a pop?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was just disturbing.
I'm just gonna put mine down. That got me nervous. Damn.
I don't know. He didn't look impressed with what we were saying about how bad Star Trek is because it's not Star Wars.
I was saying shock value statements. It's fine.
No.
Captain Sparkle Fingers.
What's that?
All the nicknames Freddie gave Shazam before he settled on Shazam.
Oh.
Thundercrack.
Yep. Captain Sparkle Fingers, Thundercrack, Mr. Philadelphia, Power Boy, Zapton America, Red Cyclone, Maximum Voltage, Zaps a Lot, and Human Power Storm.
Red Cyclone is actually a character.
I like Zapped in America.
That's pretty awesome. That's right. I gotta go back and rewatch that sometime. That's a fun movie.
It was just hilarious when they did the whole Sparkle Fingers.
People, when that movie came out, people complained that it wasn't serious enough to be DC, but
I thought it was one of the best things DC's done.
Yeah,
to be honest.
They showed superheroes from a kid's perspective.
Yeah.
Right.
The Flash is not a super dark, disturbing character like Batman. He's a kid.
Shazam.
Shazam.
Flash, you good?
I'm tired.
1 minute war.
It's been a week.
1 minute war.
That's been a week. I've been crashing every night. I can't get enough sleep. I'm going through a cycle or something. I don't know. Sleep cycle, as in
1 minute war cycle.
It feels like I only get 1 minute of sleep, even though it's like 6 hours, 5 hours, but Shazam. No, this is a fun read. Probably some of the best stuff that DC is coming out with right now on the newsstand, on our wall. But 1 Minute War was a great read. I'm going to give it a solid 4.
Ooh, okay.
A solid 4, because this is something I highly recommend. It was a great introduction to it, and it will launch you straight into the main run Flash. There's so far as I can tell, there's nothing you need to read before jumping into this book to be able to understand roughly what's going on. It is self-explanatory till you get to the future, but nothing can prepare you for the future because this stuff all takes place in present.
Right.
So the future is just there, and hopefully they weave it all together. Yeah. Maybe in upcoming books, Jay will run into Jay.
Yep.
You're like, hey, you're me from the past.
I guess I can go next. Let John contemplate a little bit longer on his rating. I'd have to agree. It's a really great starter for this, and I would actually start when I first started it. I was a little bit worried that I'd be confused through the whole entire thing, just because I don't read a lot of Flash. I'm a Batman kind of guy. Him and Catwoman and all that. So, yeah. So just based on that and getting into that and not being confused the whole thing, I absolutely love this book. I think I'll probably concur with Trevor on this one and say a solid 4 out of 5. And so highly recommended for those who want to read, just even if you just want to read everything for the 1 Minute War, just go with this one and then go back to a 790, 791, and then continue on. Because that might be what I do, is just do the entire 1 Minute War, have that series just so I can have that. Because just from this, it was just enjoyable from the beginning. So,
all right, wow, I don't even know how to follow this, you guys.
DC hater.
I'm not a DC hater. If you know, with all the above considering, and you know, my experience with the book, and again, I'm a complete outsider to this, and so I am in agreement that it is an excellent primer for the event and the character. I will probably have to give it a 1 time 4-star rating.
Okay.
love the hat growing down.
You're just like, I love how you both looked at me like, oh my god. Only because there are a lot of positive nuggets to this, you guys. Again, my approach to it is, you know, what am I bringing to the table that I know as a reader, and I am just not proficient in Flash. But what this does is this will prep you for entering the series. I love Trevor's angle here of, you know, read that first and then check out the event tie-ins, which means you can actually collect those and have a little 3-issue, 4-issue run to enjoy the event in bulk. You can Netflix stream that, so just sit in your chair and crush it.
I think it's called binging, but okay.
I call it
I guess
Netflix treatment.
I guess my one question for this would be, just because of the mass of all of the characters, are we going to have like a separate like outside story of, say, Gold Beetle?
It would not surprise me if
one-shots
Gold
or-
Beetle ends up with a limited series in the
Yeah.
future. I
Yeah.
mean, Punchline did.
I mean, it was set in the future.
It
So.
was set in the future. Well, in our future, not in her future. She is the future.
I'm just
She is the
She
future.
is the
She
future.
is
But,
the future.
I mean, you see a lot of those supporting characters are starting to get their own limited series. Punchline's got one right now. It's a 6 or 8 issue run.
Yeah.
And that's been a fun one too.
Yeah.
You know, they got a mad creative cast. It's actually been a fun story. I've read a couple issues of it. It would not surprise me if Gold Beetle gets her own. I know Blue Beetle has one right now.
Yep.
So all these smaller tie-in characters, these supporting characters, are getting a little bit more spotlight, which is really nice.
Yeah.
It's fun to see that. It's fun to read their stories.
we need to, you know,
Well,
we need those at Godspeed.
The Godspeed series would be fun too.
Yeah.
But I'm curious if he's really a good guy, a bad guy, an anti-hero. He's fighting
Well,
for his own.
it would be hilarious to go based off of what you said. Maybe he's Bruce Wayne and he discovered the Speed Force, and that's like he just goes completely dark.
Takes
It's
it
not
off.
though. We saw it's August
Right.
something or other.
Right.
Works at
Shout out
Central
to
City.
Godspeed.
Let's just say this like rendition, since they're restarting the whole thing anyway.
It would be
so-
cool. It would be cool. I kind of hope that.
I also want to just tell everyone that on the Rainbow page tomorrow, I'm gonna grab a still frame of their expressions from when I said 1 star and meme it and put it up.
Well, you know, the hilarious thing is after you said 1 time rating, all of a sudden his hat just went like this, like it was like.
It was timed perfect. I felt it slipping. Like, this is great.
was my timing good on that? It was perfect. I said 1, and I looked over, and you both were looking at me like, what?
Well, and I felt my hat just falling. I'm like, there is my faith in humanity falling too.
Oh. Also, you know, one character that didn't make the cameo, which is why it wasn't a 5 for me. My boy, where are you at, Reverse Flash? So what?
I don't know.
So, all right.
Yeah.
Anyways,
in most iterations got shot in the head, so
That'll happen.
yeah, that'll do it. But yeah, ultimately, great selection on the book. Even if there were some romantic notes. Shout out to February. Shout out to
It is
Miranda.
the month of romance.
I was gonna say, what?
The month of romance.
Crazy. Okay.
I don't know about nights. I'm tired. It is nighttime. Why do you shout out Miranda?
Why not?
I don't know.
She was involved in choosing this.
That's true. She was.
She definitely was. We had some discussions at the wall, you guys. Speaking of choosing what we're going to be reading, I'm going to steal Trevor's spiel. If you guys have a book you do want us to read, stop in the shop, ping us on Facebook, give us a call at the store, whatever works. We'd love to hear from you. We're definitely open to doing stuff on the wall. We're open to back stock issues as well.
Hey,
Giving it a whirl. So
if you guys want to hear a back issue, we'd be more than happy to grab a back issue. We
Yep.
love those older stories.
Yeah.
Those are good stuff.
So definitely, I'll let you shut it down, Mr. Flash.
I'm the Flash now. Just for Tony, I'm going hat full backwards to
Whoa.
end this show
Oh,
because
man.
Tony is awesome. We are so glad to have him tuning in with us tonight.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Like Johnny said, find a book for us to read. Let us know, and we will read it, and we will discuss it. We will cut over to
I guess. All right, Miranda, can we hear you now?
Can you hear us?
Yeah. Wow.
Test.
Can we hear you now?
Can we hear
Can we hear you? Can we hear you?
The moment we get the audio back in, I totally forgot we're doing mic through here.
Mic is through there.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sorry, guys. Or I could just unmute that.
We can hear you?
Sense too.
Yes.
She can hear us. All right. I will repeat.
Miranda, Trevor was just saying how awesome this
I
book
didn't.
was.
Yeah. Okay. It was pretty awesome.
Very awesome.
All right, Trevor.
What you got?
Back to what I was saying, I guess.
So rudely interrupted.
We can hear you now. Thought you ended the stream for a moment. Lol. We thought we ended it too there. Oh no, they can't hear us. They can't hear us talk about amazing things like comic books and trading cards.
Oh my God.
Like I was saying, back issue sale, all back issues $10 or less or $2 books. So come check that out. I'm doing a restock right now. I'm getting through Spider-Man, so come check out your Spider-Man reads. Fill those holes in your collection. Notice that I said that.
Again, yes.
Well, part in your collection, not just filling holes. Filling holes in a collection. No, I said it. But come check that out. Come check out our restock and our sale. My mind's going. It's getting late.
Yes.
Next week I'll probably be hitting some more Pokemon cards again, some Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So come check out my binders. Come check out the new stock there. Sadly, we are out of Crown Zenith and most booster boxes. We can't get those in anymore. So come grab packs while you can. We're working on getting some more packs in here. We're going to end up breaking apart some building battles so that we can keep you guys getting packs of Pokemon, keeping you guys happy.
Woo-hoo.
We should be getting in the ultra premium collections though for Crown Zenith as we go on March, April, May, whenever those come out.
Sweet.
So don't worry, we will have more at some point. We just are out right now. And we are working on a Pokemon break. Based on the booster boxes we have on hand, it will probably end up being a Battle Styles break, but it's still a Pokemon break. It's still going to be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking about breaking boxes, we're going to go over to the sports side.
Boom.
All right. So we have 2 breaks actually, trying to fill them up real quick. 1 baseball, 1 football. Football is going to be closing here. It's 3 boxes of Mosaic, hobby box for those of you that are in the hobby. 6 autographs total for the whole break. We'll be closing that on Thursday, with so that way we can break it on Saturday, which is the day before the Super Bowl. So that way we can have that all kind of football fun that we can have right before the football season ends. And then the other baseball one, we're trying to just fill that up as quickly as possible so that way we can get to that one. So you baseball fans, that when baseball starts here in April.
I'm sorry, I'm just mesmerized by that duck behind Mobius's head. I'm trying to figure out if it's Darkwing Duck toy or if it's something
Mighty
else.
Ducks.
It's
Mighty
Mighty
Ducks.
Ducks, yes.
Oh, okay. It's kind of cool.
But anyway,
That's awesome.
so if we can get that baseball one here filled, so that way, because not only is this going to be the ending to the 2022 season for baseball cards, coming here in a few weeks, the 2023 season will start, I believe, in 2 weeks is when the first 2023 box comes out for baseball. So heads up for you baseball fans that way. And for a heads up for those of you that are waiting for the Donruss stuff coming out, like the full sets and all that, the hobby boxes will be out on the 15th, and the complete factory sets are actually, unfortunately, I've been told, pushed back to March. So sad face.
Sad face.
And so that's it on the sports card side. Yeah, so we'll head over to Johnny to talk more about comics and other things,
Other
from
stuff.
and
Yep,
other
no,
sales that are
no,
going to be coming up.
No,
So.
Trevor's been doing a good job, you guys, leading the restock charge. While he's doing that, I am working with Manager John on some collections that we've been purchasing and getting those issues identified. Massive restocks in Iron Man, Judge Dredd, ironically, so a ton of that. Defenders, so we're talking issues 100 and below, which is cool. You're going to see covers out there that might be the same cover, but one's direct versus newsstand, so just keep an eye on that. But yeah, a lot of short box after short box has been done this week, and there will be more put out next week, just in time for the sale. So that's exciting. On the online front, we are right now in discussions about perhaps dipping our foot into the whatnot pool. So online auctions, pushing some of our more ratio covers and wall comic kind of thing. So more to come on that. You'll get to see my beautiful mug on there, and rumor has it, if we go for it, I might get to work with Comic Book Jesus, aka JJ from JJ's Comics and Art. So that'll be a lot of fun to sling some books that way. And then I had something else. I can't remember what it was.
I don't know. I'm not in your head.
Oh, Jean Grey, where are you at, boo? I think that's it for now. Just the sale, I think, is the most immediate thing coming up. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. You guys, we have in Sioux Falls, we have 2 events coming up. Voices Against Cancer in July and SuperCon in late September into October. If you see a guest and you are after specific items, don't hesitate to give us a holler. Check and see what we have. Early bird gets the worm. We are going to try to order some items, but we want to make sure to encourage just being proactive. We get collections in all the time, but things come and things go, and they move quick, especially Funko Pops. So definitely just keep us in mind for that. Check in with us if you have any questions. We're happy to help you out. Make sure that you're armed to the teeth with things to get signed by those celebrity guests. So other than that, I highly encourage you guys, tune in on Thursday nights for NCAP Recap. Trevor's been doing a wonderful job just circulating books, and we'll do some more con-focused stuff as it gets closer to those events too. So awesome. And that's it from my side of the world.
And I guess I'll shut her down tonight. We're hoping you guys stay warm out there. It has been warming up, which is great, but it is still below 70 degrees, so it's cold in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair.
So stay warm out there. Stay safe. We hope to see you guys in the store real soon. Whether you can make it this week, next month. Hopefully not next year, but
God, that'll be a while.
that could be a long time. We hope to see you guys sooner than that. But we hope to see you guys in here. Hopefully you guys will take advantage. Tony will be at SuperCon. All right.
Woo!
We look forward to seeing you there. Stop by the Rainbow booth and say hi to whoever's working, whether it be Johnny or Amanda.
Woo!
Or maybe they can get me out there on Saturday. We'll see. I'm not saying I want to leave the store. I got too much to do here, but it could be a fun experience too.
It
And
is
we'll
fun.
and we'll be there on the Sunday though, walking around, meeting creators, buying stuff I don't need.
Yeah.
More back issues.
That's awesome.
Tony was there last year.
Yeah.
Awesome. Nope. SuperMacon front, be watching that end cap as we get closer. Be watching my Pokemon case because we have the voice actors of not only Nurse Joy and a handful of Pokemons, but Maya Valentine from Yu-Gi-Oh! So I will have a variety of cards in there,
Cool.
being Maya Valentine and Nurse Joy related.
Cool.
I don't know that Maya Valentine actually had a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card herself, but she ran a Harpy Angel deck, so there will be some Harpies in there.
Oh.
Harpy Feather Duster, Harpy Ladies, whatever. I will check out the anime and probably binge through that as we get closer. Probably won't set that tray out till around May, being able to be a little bit closer. May, June, because SuperCon is until October.
And also keep an eye out for the Funko side as well for some of those characters. Like for voices, we'll have John Rhys Davies, so get your Gimlis. Unfortunately, I was disappointed to find out there's no Sala from Indiana Jones Funkos out there, so I'll have to get a Gimli myself for his autograph. And then also there's some Mai Funkos out there, and then also for God, I can't think of her name right now, from Star Wars.
Oh yeah. I always blank on this.
Hondo Anaka?
No.
Okay, 'cause there's a name right there that Tony threw out there. He's going for that, and Hondo Anaka. Hopefully we'll see you there then, Tony.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Oh, what is her name?
I don't know.
She's
in
the
back,
Mandalorian.
too. Yeah, mine's in the.
I think
Oh,
I
yeah,
just
the
bought
armor?
mine.
Was she the armor?
What's
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Bo-Katan.
Yeah, Bo-Katan.
Oh, yeah,
Taking it
Bo-Katan.
right?
Yes. Get your Bo-Katan. So just keep an eye on all those different characters
And those we
that'll
do
be
have.
at the.
Those
and
we
so
do
have some
so
Bo-Katans,
so
stop in and
so
grab
get
them.
those Funkos so that you're prepared for those, because I do know that some of them usually sell them at their tables,
Yep.
like they did with the girl who voiced God, I forgot her name now. I'm starting to become like you
Michaela
tonight,
Murphy.
apparently.
Not Michaela Murphy.
Yeah, Michaela Murphy.
She have Funkos?
Yeah,
Oh.
she had Funkos at her table for her Avatar character.
Cool.
Did you buy one?
So, yep. I brought one myself, and I got another one, which the one I brought myself, I kept for myself, and the one I bought from Michaela, I actually gave to my nephew.
Cool.
So,
You didn't give one to me.
I'm sorry.
I
You
get
didn't
one.
ask.
I didn't get one.
Well, I don't watch Avatar, so I don't really care.
But anyway, so yeah, just keep an eye on
Yeah.
Funkos as well for that, along with the comic books and all that. Just that way you're fully prepared for whatever person you want to get an autograph from. So,
And with that, I guess we will close. Have a good night, guys. Get a good night's sleep. Hopefully we'll see you in here soon. Stay warm, stay awesome, and Yeah, come in. Come see us. And tune in next week for another Saturday Night Spoiler. Mike Trev.